All right, let's talk about something that gets debated endlessly in India, civic sense. Why do some cities look so clean and orderly while others are just chaotic? Well, today we're going to dig into it, and I promise you the answer is way more complicated than just blaming people. It's not what you think.
Okay, so to really get this, let's paint a picture. Imagine you're in Copenhagen. It's clean, it's quiet, you can find a clean public toilet every 5 minutes, traffic just flows, people actually stand on one side of the escalator. Now let's jump back to the reality in a lot of Indian cities. You've got piles of garbage, a constant symphony of horns, you're literally fighting for a place to walk because there are no footpaths. And lines? What are those? It honestly feels like we're talking about two completely different planets.
So what gives? What explains this huge difference? Is it something in our DNA? Are some people just born more disciplined or something? The answer is a huge, emphatic no. Not even close. The real issue is a tangled mess of three big problems we almost never talk about. A social problem, a systemic problem, and a psychological one.
Let's start with the first one, and this one's maybe the most uncomfortable to talk about. It's the social hierarchy. For centuries in India, the physical act of cleaning has been outsourced to certain communities. And what that's done is create this deep mental block for pretty much everyone else.
Mahatma Gandhi really understood how crucial this was. He tried to elevate the role of the sweeper, or pungi, by comparing them to a mother who lovingly keeps her child clean and healthy. That was the ideal, right? A society that sees cleaning as this incredibly noble and vital act of care.
But what's the reality today? That very same word, the one Gandhi used to mean something so caring and maternal, is now a common, ugly slur. Think about that. We've taken a profession and turned its name into an insult. If cleaning is seen as shameful, how on earth can we expect to have a clean society? And you see this mindset of separation play out in a million tiny ways. Separate lifts, separate glasses for household help. We don't even call sanitation workers by their profession. We call them the garbage man, the kuriwala. Even though we're the ones who made the garbage, we've completely disconnected ourselves from our own mess, and the thinking just becomes, it's someone else's job to clean it up. Now, this social mindset isn't just floating in thin air. It's propped up day in and day out by our second massive problem, a complete and total failure of the system itself.
I mean, how many times have we seen this? It's almost a running joke, but it's tragic. We build a public toilet, but surprise, no water. So you're expected to carry your own water bottle just to use a basic public facility. The system is just fundamentally broken from the get-go.
And this picture, wow. It says it all, doesn't it? It's so easy to look at this and say, oh, these people have no civic sense. But look closer. Right next to the person is a public toilet. That's locked. When the system gives you literally zero options, what choice do you have? Who's really at fault here?
And it's the exact same story with our roads. How can we expect anyone to drive in neat lanes when the road itself is pure chaos? You'll be cruising on a 4-lane highway and then, bam, with no warning, it squeezes into 2 lanes. We blame the drivers for the traffic jam that was literally built into the infrastructure.
This quote is satire, obviously, but it just perfectly captures how absurd the whole blame the people argument is. When sanitation workers die in sewers because they have no safety gear, or when there are accidents on badly designed roads, to just throw up your hands and say they have no civic sense is a massive cop-out. It lets the real systemic failures completely off the hook.
So you take this deep social stigma, you combine it with a system that's completely broken, and what do you get? You get our third and final problem. A deep psychological gap, a lack of empathy.
Think about those drone shots of our cities. You see these sparkling, futuristic apartment complexes with swimming pools and gyms, and they're literally surrounded by slums or mountains of trash. People are living comfortably inside these perfect little bubbles, completely indifferent to the world just outside their walls. There's no feeling of a shared space, no sense of shared responsibility.
And this bubble way of thinking is the absolute opposite of this Danish idea called samfundssind. It basically means a sense of social-mindedness, this natural instinct to put the good of the community above your own individual wants. That feeling that this space belongs to all of us and we're all in it together. That's the psychological bedrock that's so often missing.
Okay, so the problem is social, it's systemic, and it's psychological. It sounds pretty bad, right? But here's the good news. It's not hopeless, not by a long shot. We can actually look around the world and see how other countries have built smart systems that actually encourage good civic sense.
Just check out these examples. In Japan, it's totally normal for students to clean their own schools.
In Switzerland, you have to buy special government-approved trash bags, which makes you really think about how much waste you're creating. And in Germany, they have these cool reverse vending machines where you get paid to return your plastic bottles. These aren't just rules, they're intelligent systems designed to shape behavior.
And the level of detail is just incredible. While we're still trying to get wet and dry waste sorted properly, a normal household in Denmark sorts their trash into 10 different categories. We're talking glass, metal, paper, hazardous waste, textiles. The system expects a high level of responsibility, and people deliver.
And this brings up a really key point. Fines are one thing, sure, but rewards can be way more powerful. Germany's system isn't really about punishing you for littering. It's about rewarding you for recycling. Getting a little bit of money back for doing the right thing? That's a brilliant way to change behavior on a massive scale.
So, where do we start? This chart pretty much lays out the blueprint. You see, it all begins with education, teaching kids empathy and respect for all kinds of work, right in school. At the same time, the government has to build the systems, the clean toilets, the working infrastructure, and only then, once those two pillars are strong, can fines and enforcement actually work.
So here's the logical sequence, the path forward. Step 1, the government has to do its job. Build the clean toilets, put out the dustbins, make usable footpaths. Step 2, once that system is actually in place, you maintain it with consistent fines. And step 3, you support the whole thing by teaching the next generation why this stuff matters. You just can't start with step 2. You can't punish people for breaking rules in a game that doesn't exist yet.
Look, at the end of the day, civic sense isn't some magical quality that some people are just born with. It's the natural result of well-designed systems, of social respect, and a genuine feeling of community. Countries all over the world, from Denmark all the way to Rwanda, have shown that this is possible. So the question for India isn't really if it can be done, it's what future will we choose?